Oh, we can use it. Thank you so much. Our celebration of Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month continues with a look at a local lawmaker who became the first Chinese American woman to serve in Congress. Our Washington correspondent Cassie Simeon recently spent some time with Representative Judy Chu of Monterey Park and joins us this morning. Good morning, Cassie.
Giselle, Judy Chu understands the importance of representation when it comes to looking at your congressional representatives because she never saw a Chinese American woman in leadership growing up, but she has been determined to really flip the script since jumping into politics. We recently sat down to talk with her about her start in politics back in the 80s and how far she's come since.
It's been 13 years since Judy Chu became the first Chinese American woman in Congress. She's been reelected by her California constituents 7 times, yet she is still the target of xenophobic attacks.
I question her either loyalty or competence.
That's Republican Lance Gooden of Texas, questioning whether Chu is more loyal to the Chinese Communist Party rather than to the U.S.
I was outraged, I was disgusted, but most of all, I was angry because it perpetuated a terrible stereotype of Asians, Americans being the perpetual foreigner, of always being a foreigner in their own country. I was born in America. Now I've been an elected official in America for 37 years. My father fought for this country. How much more American do I have to be considered American?
Chu grew up in California. Her dad, a World War II vet, her mom, an immigrant from China.
I know what the experiences are of immigrants who come, who don't know the language. My mother was lonely, isolated, and did her best to learn English when she came here.
She never imagined running for office, let alone Congress.
I never saw anybody like me.
But her mother's struggles with English played a role in Chu's decision to enter politics. Chu was outraged by a movement to make English the official language of her hometown back in the 80s.
They wanted English only on the signs in the city, only English books in the library. A multi-ethnic group of us gathered together, got thousands of signatures on petitions, and got that resolution overturned. But it became apparent to everybody that the city council did not represent the city. That's when I ran for the city council.
After serving as a councilwoman and the mayor of Monterey Park, Chu entered the state legislature, then won a special election to replace her mentor, Congresswoman Hilda Solis, when Solis became President Barack Obama's first labor secretary.
I do. Congratulations, you are now a member of the 111th.
Chu has carved a name for herself as the prime sponsor of the Women's Health Protection Act, which would codify the right to an abortion, a measure that became even more urgent to supporters of abortion rights after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade.
I was very, very proud because it did pass out of the House of Representatives. It actually was the most supported pro-abortion bill ever passed out of Congress in our history. So we came that close. There were 50 senators that did support this, but not enough to pass over the filibuster. So what I can say is that I can see victory on the horizon. I really feel that we can do it, maybe not right this minute, but it is there in the future.
I rise today to announce an action to address an injustice carried out on this very floor that Congress has never atoned for.
But she says her proudest moment in Congress came when a resolution of regret was passed in opposition to the Chinese Exclusion Act, an 1882 law that banned immigration of Chinese laborers for 10 years and helped to foment bigotry against Chinese immigrants and Chinese Americans.
Has Congressman Gooden apologized to you?
No, of course not. It is not Lance Gooden that will make me whole. What will make me whole is the response of the American people to stand up to this kind of xenophobic bigotry. Because if it can happen to me, it can happen to many, many others.
Chu has worked to help to grow the Congressional Asian American Pacific American Caucus and its campaign arm to get more AAPI candidates elected. Chu, the first Chinese American woman in Congress, wants to make sure others follow in her footsteps.
I think the difference for young people today is they can have their dream. They can get an internship, volunteer on a campaign, and get exposed to what it means to have an impact on America.
Now, as for what's next for Chu, she reintroduced the Women's Health Protection Act again this year, but it will take an uphill battle in a Republican-controlled House to get that done. Chu said she is not giving up, though, on that bill and will continue to fight for it as long as she is a member of Congress, Giselle, or until it passes.
What a great piece. Thank you so much. We learned so much more about the Congresswoman. We really appreciate you, Cassie. Thanks.
Thank you.